word to describe Caitlin Clark?
Amazing.
Yes.
A beast. She is the truth.
Now, fans that either sold their tickets or whatever, all of a sudden an emphasis is starting to get thrown onto the tickets where people believe she will be playing. And that's starting to make the ticket prices go up, and up.
Hey, ticket prices are going through the roof like she's draining threes on the moon, so the Federal Reserve might have to step in. Fans are breaking records for number of watchers and are auctioning off kidneys to get courtside seats. What kind of magic is this? Is she a mix of LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Taylor Swift? All of this chaos started when Caitlin Clark came back from being hurt.
Ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't gonna be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs.
Caitlin Clark does more than just dribble the ball. She's wasting money, stories in the media, on people's egos. No one is even aware that the WNBA is being dunked on. Okay, let's be honest. There was a time before and after Cam Clark. The prices of tickets were sitting down in front of her. They're going after her, going through your wallet, and going straight into the high-end tax rate.
Don't hate the player, hate the game she got, you know, because she's really talented, especially for being Palangi, you know? She's like the Stephen Curry of WNBA with the threes and stuff. Like, proven fact is, like, they had a game on June 7th scheduled, you know, it was going to be Angel Reese's team, which plays for Chicago, and then for Caitlin Clark's team. They were supposed to go up there playing Chicago on June 7th. First, the ticket sales were at $76 a ticket. Then after they found out Caitlin Clark's not playing that game, she got injured, sales dropped to $25 a ticket.
However, what's really going on is the anger and frustration of some WNBA pros who didn't read the script that says more fans means more money and less stress. When Caitlin Clark gets 30 points, she doesn't just make people feel good. No, it's bigger. It's everywhere. There's a lot of oxygen in the field now. The number goes up even when she doesn't play. Merch sales are up. TV numbers are up. Even the security guards are getting scared because the crowd is acting like Taylor Swift is at an NFL game.
Ticket sales are down 70% in many places. The Fever played the Mystics 2 nights ago. The cheapest ticket before her injury was announced was $41, okay? The cheapest one. After her injury was announced and people knew that she wasn't gonna be playing, the lowest ticket price dropped to $3. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. The WNBA doesn't quite realize what they have in Caitlin Clark. She is the absolute golden goose, the golden ticket. She is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. They must protect her at all costs. You can argue all you want if she's the best player in the league, but you absolutely cannot argue if she's the most important, because she is. She is more valuable than all the other players combined, and that is just a fact.
The best part is now here. There are WNBA players who look like they'd rather stop a fast break without shoes on than own up to it. You think that the league would throw open its doors wide for someone who is bringing the whole group into the national spotlight like an ESPN point? Guard on a mission. Not at all. Some players act like Caitlin just showed up and took their marketing deals and lunch money.
WNBA is now suffering a major injury as Caitlin Clark is going to be out for 2 weeks with a quad injury. And the reason we're bringing this up specifically is the Clarkonomics effect to this. Obviously, players miss time all the time, but the Sky and the Fever were supposed to play in Chicago in about a week on June 7th. The opening ticket price was $86 because you have the Angel Reese vs. Caitlin Clark showdown that is now box office. Yeah, those tickets are now down to $25. Down to $25 after the injury announcement. And it's supposed to take place in the Bulls Arena, the United Center, as opposed to the normal Wintrust Arena. That's about a 12,000 seat difference, give or take. So
the strangest thing is that the affect still goes off on her off nights. The gym is still full even though she isn't dressed. It's like people came just to see if she would show up. Does anyone else get that? Not at all the guys who post passive-aggressive Instagram stories about how they respect veterans. We respect you, but we also respect the 2.5 million people who watched. Caitlyn get triple-teamed at half court. Some players don't seem to understand that Clark isn't them. She takes them up and down. Some people are trying to cut the wires instead of getting on the ride though. It all seems like a good idea at first glance. There are, however, a lot of side eyes, body checks, and quotes about newbies having to earn it. Yes, January. It looks like getting it doesn't mean being the only reason your next game is shown on national TV for the first time in 12 years. There's more experienced envy than a buzzer beater in extra time. It's funny because Caitlyn's game isn't even about acting like a lady. She's not asking for extra attention. She's just firing logo threes like her shot chart is wired for GPS. Some players, on the other hand, want to be league managers more than they want to change the game.
It's a support system. That shouldn't change. I think, Caitlyn knows that she has the ears and eyes in the locker room and the support that she has behind, whether it's us or anybody else. I would like to think that she knows it's there and to really take her time and make sure that she's, well enough to be who she needs to be for us because I want the 100% Caitlyn, so I'll take it.
And then there's the media circus. As soon as Clark touches the ball, there are full breakdowns, experts going crazy, and camera angles that look like they're using drones. It's like a mix between ESPN and National Geographic as they follow Caitlyn through her natural hardwood environment. The league's social following goes through the roof, and all of a sudden casual fans are arguing about zone defense on TikTok. You'd think the players would be drinking champagne about being seen. On the side, we hear things like, she hasn't proven herself yet. What a girl, she's shown more in 15 minutes than some teams have shown in 15 seasons. Finally, there's the non-game thing. People still act like Caitlyn Clark is gonna run through the tunnel even though she doesn't play. People outside the arena are charging, like she's the main act at Coachella. Different teams haven't had that much attention since Obama was president, but all of a sudden the absence of one rookie is more obvious than the whole starting lineup for the home team. Still, there is pushback. A lot of tweets, words with little to no context, and negative comments from players in the locker room who act like Clark made the attention up. She is new to this? Okay, but she's also a rookie who's getting more people to the game than all of your previous 3 playoff runs put together.
She's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Caitlyn Clark? Remember last year, she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden, she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I've been to Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts.
There's a lot of cognitive conflict. We kind of get it. The WNBA has stars. Always have been. Diana Taurasi could probably hit a brick wall with her elbow, and the wall would say sorry. But Clark is more than just good at hoops. Speed of culture, the same way Tiger and Serena did. That strange lightning in a Gatorade bottle is something that can't be taught, trained, or copied. And not everyone thinks she's perfect. Clark gets stopped, stripped, and turns the ball over, but even her mistakes become less common over time. Twitter goes crazy when she speaks out. It's a big deal on sports radio when she gets her hip checked. 5 blogs ask her if she's hurt when she scratches her nose. That's strength. She got it because she worked hard for it, not because she asked for it. She didn't just show up, she lit a fire. And if the league was smart, it would keep that energy inside instead of using salty pressers and forced knees to try to stop it. Some people, on the other hand, are trying to bring her down like it's a chore. No, this is not a club, girl. It is a business. And Caitlyn is the best sales pitch the league has had in a long time right now.
Her to describe Caitlyn Clark.
Amazing. A beast. She is the truth. She's the truth, and she was a rookie. Knock down the 3-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty, so sometimes she look like she's coming off for a 3-point shot and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass, she can shoot. Man, she is the complete...
And that's the real drama. because people outside of the WNBA can tell the difference in how she's being treated. Should we treat the player like this if they bring millions of people to the sport? It looks like yes. If you're still feeling down after being left off the shortlist for the Nike deal, it's too bad that this should be the easiest alley-oop in NBA history. Show off all of your players, sell more shirts, get bigger TV deals, and move the game forward with the new attention. Every time Clark steps on the court, or doesn't, ticket sales spike, jersey sales skyrocket 193%, and even the Fever's mascot gets 150% more requests. She's a rookie, but she's already the league's most valuable player in media, money, and momentum. Yet instead of protecting that investment, the league lets her get clobbered game after game like she wandered into an NFL practice. The refs? Silent. The players? Throwing shade instead of gratitude. And while Clark's turning warm-ups into sold-out events, Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, is out here acting like she manifested the spotlight with a PowerPoint deck. She wrote a whole article patting herself on the back, mentioning Caitlin Clark's name twice, as if the biggest cultural quake in women's sports history was a side note. Let's be real. If Clark quit tomorrow, the league would go back to empty rows and forgotten streams. But Kathy's busy selling us a fantasy of strategic pillars like she's Steve Jobs. This isn't a group project. It's not a master plan. It's the Caitlin Clark effect, and everyone else is just riding shotgun. Time to start treating her like the LeBron, the Serena, the Steph Curry she is. Because without Caitlin Clark, this season wouldn't be prime time. It'd be background noise.